Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope all you guys are doing great and being safe. So, in this video, we will talk about planets in the first house. So, in Hindi, you call it as planets in the Lagna stan and Ascendant first house, Lagna. So, we'll go through all the different planets. This is just a generic prediction. It's not, like when we make a concrete prediction, it has to go through all the different planets associated, the aspects, the benefic and the malefic aspects. But in this video, we'll just assuming like this is the only planet that's present in the ascendant. We are not going to even touch base on the different houses as well, but just a generalized prediction. So without wasting your time, let's go into more details, starting with Sun. So if you have Sun in the first house, usually I've seen these people, they have less blonde and curly hairs. You will find them to be more relaxed and impulsive. Their complexion is usually red. Again, this depends on the sign the sun is in and also different aspects. They usually are seen to have a square body. Uh, since sun is being in the ascendant, eyesight might be weak and physique is okay. These people are found to be courageous and they take their stand. Like they are not hesitant to speak up for themselves, and you can trust these kind of people. They're not like, oh, this guy is saying something, I will go with him. They are confident, and when they talk exactly to the point. They are not kind of loquacious people, like, hey, they will keep on chatting on and on, but they will be to the point, they will be specific. And yeah, so basically their speech will be clear. You will, like, from their issues, like from the kids perspective, usually they're not seen to have more kids. And sun here, if the sun is in Aries, which is where this is exalted, Sagittarius, which is again a fiery sign, or Scorpio, or maybe even like Leo, sun usually gives positive results. Moving on to moon. Um, if moon is in the first house, you will find these guys to be quite beautiful. Like, if you have someone in your group circle, in your friends association, and if you happen to find out like, hey, these guys have the moon in the ascendant, they will have a kind of charming personality, and they are found to be clever. Most of the cases they are found to be rich as well, and quite engaging, like you'll never get bored when you are in their influence. um, they might have short stature. Their eyes will be beautiful, and complexion based on the sign moon is in. So usually they are found to be more fair. These people, like moon, um, having moon in the Lagna or ascendant, they are found to be like doing multitasking. You cannot have them more on a certain task or work for more than say XYZ amount of time. They usually like to do multitasking, and if the moon is in the say bright half, then they produce good results. But if it's more towards like the new moon day, so results might not be that great. It might make that person rich depending on the rashi, but all the characteristics that I mentioned may or may not be present. uh, if you have moon in say um, Taurus, or if you have moon in Kark, or Kark is, what is the Kark? Capricorn. If you have, no, sorry, Kark. Okay, let me find out. I forgot what is Kark. So if you have moon in Cancer, or if you have moon in Taurus, Cancer is where moon is in its own sign. Taurus is where moon is exalted. So in that scenario, you'll find like these people, they have great results. Moving on to Mars. Mars in the ascendant, it signifies that these people will be adventurous and courageous, especially if you have Mars in, say, Capricorn, if you have Mars in Aries, if you have Mars in Scorpio. Then these people are found to be more courageous, they are adventurous. like I don't even give a damn, like whatever this guy comes up with, let's see that, right? So these people will have red and big eyes. Um, they will have little hair, maybe like you will see on the front side, some of the hairs are lost. They might face baldness towards the second half of their life. They may or may not have the scar on their face. Usually, like depending on the association, you will usually find them to be red in complexion. And if Mars is placed in a good sign, so it's always, like great to be around with these people. You'll find them full of energy. They are quite passionate and they are quite outspoken. They are frank. It's not like behind the scenes they are doing any kind of backbiting or something. So it depends again. Like if you don't have Mars in a good sign, chances are yes, they all the negative qualities of Mars. Again, like if Mars is not in a good sign or in a bad aspect, might be seen. But if in a good aspect, it's always fun to be around these people. They might be prone to accidents. Reason is because the eighth aspect of Mars is on the eighth house, so they might be prone to accidents. They they love alcohol, so drinks, socializing, parties. So they love that, and they may or may not have discomforts related with blood. So that's about Mars. Moving on to Mercury. If you have Mercury in the ascendant or in the first house, these people they are found to have a symmetrical body. They might be somewhat on the heavy side, fat, and usually you'll find them to have a hairy body. Their eyebrows could be connected in the middle, which is what you call as unibrow. Uh, they're quite intelligent, specifically if you have Mercury in, say, Virgo. And so these kind of people, they are found to be usually intelligent and they are good in speaking as well. They do have interest in mathematics, literatures, astrology as well. They are a good salesmen, so like they are good marketers. They promote themselves well. They are good in advertising. They will be attracted by opposite gender. However, they will have fewer kids. These guys, as I said, like they are good in salesmen, they are good in marketing, they are good in storytelling as well, attracting crowd, like like kind of politicians or a CEO of a company, salesmen. So those kind of people, usually you will find them having Mercury in their ascendant. Going on to Jupiter, Jupiter in the ascendant or in the first house signifies that these guys will have a golden complexion. They will have kind of blonde hair. They will be a little more on the heavier side, kind of fatty. They will be knowledgeable and rich. They will be long-lived. Um, you might find them to be sometime bold. I mean, like in taking the decisions and speaking out, because like Jupiter in the Lagna, it signifies that this person has a lot of knowledge. And the aspects also, if you look at the aspects, one of the aspects is on the fifth house, one on the seventh, and one on the ninth house. So aspect on the fifth house, provided there are no other malefic aspects, is usually going to be good. This person will come across as quite knowledgeable, and they are the believers in God, and they will be attached to the family as well. They will be devoted to their family, love their spouse well, and if Jupiter is here in, say, any of the Sagittarius, Pisces, or Cancer, that's a fantastic thing to have. So that's about Jupiter. Moving on to Venus. Venus in the first house or the ascendant man. You can't take off eyes from these people. They are found to be quite beautiful. They have beautiful eyes, face, physique. You cannot take off eyes from them. So these guys are found to be happy, they are long lived, and they are fond of, like kind of materialistic things sometimes, like dressing themselves up and kind of fond of perfumes, and what trend is going on in the market in terms of how to beautify yourself. So those kind of things are usually found in people who have Venus in ascendant. They'll be interested in like arts, music, movies, and depending on the sign of Venus, maybe in occult science as well. Moving on to Saturn. So if you have Saturn in the first house, these guys usually you'll find them to be quite tall. They are lean, and they might have large teeth, and they may have like little reddish more complexion. From they will have like kind of weak legs. And Saturn from the first house, it aspects your third, seventh, and 10th. So they might have less friends, they find like peace and harmony within themselves. If you have younger sibling, relation with them may not be that good. Um, in the first half of the married life, depending on if you have say Jupiter aspect in the seventh house, or any other benefic aspect, that's good. Otherwise, if all the malefic aspects are there, there might be disagreements with spouse. Um, if Saturn is here in say Libra or Capricorn or Aquarius, the results might be different because Saturn in the case of Libra is exalted, is the lord of then fifth house. No, fourth house and fifth house. Yes. So Saturn is a lot of fourth and fifth is kind of one of the most auspicious Raja Yoga. And the same is true for Saturn in Capricorn as well. So Saturn over here is a lot of the first house, lot of first and first. That's again a Raja Yoga. And same for Aquarius as well. Moving on from Saturn to Rahu. So if you have Rahu in the first house, these people are quite competitive, like for any kind of competition, it's a must. I mean, like a Rahu in the Lagna makes you obsess about yourself, like you're the favorite of yourself. So these people do anything and everything to make a point in the society. Definitely, they will be challenged by other people. As you know, like if you're more competitive, you will have more challenges, you'll have more enemies as well. They will have protruding teeth. They may not believe in their religion that much as they spend most of their time behind some of the materialistic things like, hey, I need to achieve this, I need to go after this one. They are adventurous and talkative, they take risks. And Rahu in the first, which means Ketu in the seventh house. So at times they might find some disharmonies in their family. Um, they will have like ample of opportunities to the second half of their life, and they might be troubled by like diseases related with the wind, say cough, cold, flu. So that's about having Rahu in the first house. Moving on to Ketu. um, if you have Ketu in the first house, these guys usually, depending on the Rashi, they are found to be givers. So Ketu is like all about giving. I mean, like not that much of attachment. So the people with Ketu, they might have some bodily discomforts as well. At the same time, these guys are practical. Now, if Ketu here, say in the first, is influenced by, say, Jupiter from the fifth house, Jupiter aspecting Ketu, or maybe Jupiter from the ninth house. So, if Jupiter is aspecting Ketu in the first house, or even like Jupiter is aspecting from the seventh house, then these kind of people, they will be religious. On the other hand, if Ketu is aspected by Mercury, so these guys will be rich as well as religious. So, friends, that's all for planets in the ascendant across. I mean, like all the. Sorry, planets in the ascendant, and in the next video, we will also come up with planets in the second house across all the different houses. If you do like this video, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you do have any comments or any suggestions, please post it below in the comment section. That's all for today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Looking forward in the other video. Thank you.